This year marks BNP Paribas Securities Services' 30th anniversary on the German market, where it is continuing to expand. It comes as the sector faces rising costs, regulatory pressures, ESG concerns, and investor demand for innovation.
Well, to explore current trends in more detail, we're joined by Thorsten Gommel, Head of Security Services, Germany, Austria, Netherlands and Nordics at BNP Paribas. Thorsten, welcome to Sibos TV. I'd say welcome to Frankfurt, but you're a local, so you'll know it better than I. But let's get straight into it. The BNP Paribas Group in Germany is growing continually. What are the group's ambitions currently?
Well, our ambition is to be a high-quality provider for our clients. Yeah, so we are the leading custodian in the German market, and we want to be the one with the broadest offering to the clients, so covering all asset classes and markets globally.
And what do you see as the key trend in the market for custodians in Germany?
Well, there is a consolidation trend certainly happening. So 25 years ago, there were about 80 custodians in the German market. Now there are 29, and the top 10 have now 95% of the market. And you can see that there is a need for scale and for cost efficiency.
Do you see the same trend in the rest of your region, or are there other drivers at play?
Yeah, broadly speaking, yes, similar. So it's about reaching global markets effectively, having a cost-efficient model, but also being able to have the financial means to invest into continuously innovating around that space. New asset classes emerging, new reporting requirements emerging. So you need a pretty large platform to actually accommodate all of those requirements.
It has, of course, been quite a big year for you, celebrating the 30th anniversary here in Germany and also the takeover of HSBC, or part of its business. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so 30 years ago, we actually started our custody business in Germany with an acquisition as well. Buying JP Morgan's local custody business in 1995. And we have then built this on this platform to grow and become the market leader by 2012. And since then, we have extended our lead continuously every year. And now we have come to this agreement 2 months ago with HSBC, the number 4 player in the market. So we're looking forward to welcome their clients on our platform over the next month.
There's been a focus, of course, on improving operating model resiliency among leading custodians. How beneficial has that been to BNP Paribas and in improving your service offering?
Well, it's I think the core of what we do is safety of assets. So we are the safekeeping agent of our institutional investors. So you can imagine that everything that we invest around safety, security, having our own custody network without third-party counterparty risk in the value chain, and protecting it well against cyber risks from outside is what clients expect us to do, and this is what we are here for. So this is our purpose.
Now, T+1 next day settlement has been announced for implementation across Europe. A big topic, of course, over here at Sibos TV. How difficult do you anticipate the rollout being, considering the fragmented nature of the continent?
Yeah, I think it is really a real collective effort. So different to the US, where there's one CSD who has also led the project, and it was a pretty straightforward program. Now, not covering that, also some other parts of the Americas went to T+1 at the same time. In Europe, we have 30 CSD CCPs. We have a much more fragmented market, and all of that, including Switzerland and the UK, needs to move together. And if you understand the nature of post-trade, you understand that everyone end to end in the process needs to be aligned. So the asset manager who initiates a trade needs to initiate it early, has to make the right settlement instructions so that there are no mistakes in the further processing of the chain and back and forth. So everything has to work really hand in hand, because there is the margin of error to correct something is obviously reduced dramatically.
I believe BNP recently executed their ESG global survey again. What can you tell us about the trends that you found?
Well, I think the major takeaway is that the trend is to invest responsibly. It's not abating, it's continuing, but players speak less about it. Yeah. So I think in the current context, you can see, obviously, from the U.S. government having less of a reserved opinion about that, and but European players, in particular, are steaming ahead and are really committed to those targets. But because of this dichotomy between different regions, it has become less of a marketing element, but it doesn't change anything in terms of underlying process. Yeah, so I think this is the major trend that we kind of took away from this survey.
Well, Thorsten, we've taken away a lot from this chat. Thank you so much for giving us a few minutes here on Sibos TV. We do hope the next few days here in Frankfurt are fruitful for you, and we'll catch up with you perhaps next year in Miami. That's Thorsten Gommel, Head of Securities Services, Germany, Austria, Netherlands and Nordics at BNP Paribas. Thank you once again.